I made a scene of my adult son and sticked my nose in his marriage. My son Kevin is 31 years old, married to this girl Olivia for 2 years now, and honestly, I should have minded my own business. But when I walked into their kitchen last Tuesday and saw what was happening, my mama bear instincts just took over completely. I was dropping off some leftover casserole because Olivia mentioned she'd been too tired to cook lately. Nothing unusual there. I do this maybe once a week because I make way too much food for just me and my husband anyway. I used my spare key like always and called out that I was coming in. That's when I heard Kevin practically yelling at Olivia from the kitchen. He was going off about how the dishes weren't done again and how he was sick of coming home to a messy house after working all day. But here's the thing, Olivia works too. She's a nurse at the Children's Hospital and literally saves lives for 12 hours straight. When I walked in, Olivia was standing there with tears in her eyes, still in her scrubs from her shift, and Kevin was waving his hands around like some kind of maniac. There were maybe 3 dishes in the sink and a coffee mug on the counter. That's it. The house wasn't even messy. Something inside me just snapped. This is my son, the kid I raised to be respectful and kind, treating his wife like she's his personal maid. I set that casserole dish down so hard it made a loud bang on the counter. "Kevin James, what the hell is wrong with you?" I said, using his full name like he was still 12 years old. "Your wife just got home from saving children's lives and you're screaming at her about 3 dirty spoons?" Kevin's face went completely red. He started stammering about how I didn't understand their situation and I needed to stay out of it. But I wasn't done. Not even close. I looked right at him and said, "Your father never once raised his voice at me about housework, and I was home with 3 kids under 5. Olivia works just as many hours as you do, probably more, and deals with way more stress. If you have a problem with dishes, wash them yourself." Then I turned to Olivia, who looked mortified, and told her she deserved better than being yelled at in her own home. I said Kevin needed to figure out how to be a partner instead of acting like a spoiled teenager. The whole kitchen went dead silent. Kevin was staring at me with his mouth hanging open like he couldn't believe his mom just called him out like that. Olivia was crying but trying to hide it by looking down at the floor. That's when Kevin really lost it. He started yelling at me about how I had no right to interfere in his marriage and how I was being disrespectful in his house. He said I was treating him like a child and embarrassing him in front of his wife. I shot back that he was acting like a child, so maybe that's why I was treating him like one. I told him if he wanted respect, he needed to start showing some to the woman he married. The argument got so heated that Olivia finally spoke up and asked us both to stop. Kevin stormed out of the kitchen, grabbed his keys, and left, just slammed the door behind him like he was 16 again. Olivia and I stood there in the awkward silence, and I immediately felt terrible. Not for defending her, but for making things worse between them. She thanked me for sticking up for her, but said I probably shouldn't have gotten involved. She explained that Kevin had been stressed about some project at work, and they'd been having the same fight for weeks. She said she appreciated what I did, but was worried about how Kevin would react later. I apologized for making a scene, but told her she still didn't deserve to be talked to that way, stressed husband or not. We talked for maybe 20 minutes, and she admitted that Kevin's attitude had been getting worse lately. She'd been thinking about suggesting couples therapy, but didn't know how to bring it up. Kevin didn't come home until almost midnight, and he didn't speak to me for 3 days. When he finally called, he was furious. He said I had overstepped massively and that I owed him an apology for embarrassing him like that. He claimed I was trying to control his marriage and that I needed to back off. I told him I'd apologize for interfering when he apologized to his wife for being a jerk. We ended up having this huge fight over the phone where he accused me of never respecting his independence and always treating him like a kid.